Buckle up your pant legs, zip up your hats, and go ahead and put on this innocuous bangle. It won't do anything bad, I promise. It's time for Sounds About Light, a podcast about Kingdom Hearts, Unchained Key, and Key back cover. Yes, I'm Sam.
I'm Chirithy.
Hi, Chirithy. I'm also Chirithy.
Hi, Chirithy.
I forgot. Hi, Chirithy.
Hi, Chirithy.
We've got our first, but not our last, conversation between two Chirithys talking to each other.
I'm hoping we get a third Chirithy in there just to spice stuff up.
Oh, I don't know if that ever happens, but if it does, we're in big trouble. Because I've got in my notes, I've got Chirithy A talking to Chirithy B, and then later there's a conversation between two Chirithys again, and I'm like, Chirithy C and Chirithy D?
Is Chirithy D for Chirithy dead?
Oh no. Spoilers.
Spoilers for 5 minutes from now. Well, that's 20 minutes from now.
Uh-oh. It's time for the apology of the week.
Uh-oh.
I said last time that the Dream Drop Distance intro does not have pop-up book stuff going on. It does.
Oh.
It's Sora, Riku, and Kairi on the Destiny Islands as a pop-up book. And now that we have seen in this game that the Book of Prophecies is depicted as a pop-up book, we were talking about how that intro has pages fluttering around. It seems like it's pretty safe to say that that intro is all about the Book of Prophecies.
And we're starting to see Chirithys, which are apparently Dream Eaters, and they say the word nightmare in this section, so
yeah,
there is some sort of connection between going into dreams and the Book of Prophecies, it would appear.
And also, the Book of Prophecies, I don't think there is a single reference made to it in the entirety of that game, which makes it very interesting that that's what the intro is. I think, and I don't know the answer to this, but I think that that's meant to be a little clue that Xehanort has a copy of the Book of Prophecies, and that that's how he did all of his scheming and plotting, because he knew exactly what was going to happen and when. Which would also imply that the Master's Eye was present on the islands watching the children, which is extremely creepy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, I thought we already knew that he kind of knew stuff because he sat there as a sack watching them for years. And then also he time traveled himself, and that's how he knows stuff that's going to happen. I guess you could also have the Book of Prophecies. Maybe
that could be all that it is, but the fact that the Book of Prophecies seems relevant to the intro makes me, well, I've got my creepy blue eye on you, Master of Masters and Xehanort.
Would Sakanort, would he have a copy of his Keyblade with the eye on it? I don't think he would.
I don't think that he does. He never is seen using a Keyblade in that form.
Yeah. Right.
It certainly raises some questions, if that is what they were trying to imply there.
Does Ansem in a body use his Keyblade? Or does he use a different...
No.
So he uses a different sword, right? He uses something that's more like what Riku had?
Yeah, he uses Riku's Soul Eater.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And then does Zenmus use... Zenmus has something different too, right? Or
he's got lightsabers.
He's got lights... Yeah, that's right. No, it's the power of the void or whatever.
Yeah, which for some reason manifests as literally red lightsabers.
Yeah. That's not going to be the only time we talk about Star Wars this time, I think, because there's a lot of Star Wars going on here.
Mm-hmm.
Again, there's always a lot of Star Wars going on, and we definitely have even more Star Wars going on.
Yeah. Anyway, that's the apology of the week. This brings us to... it's the apology of the week number 2. I fucked up twice this time.
Well, I wouldn't know.
How to Train Your Dragon is not in this game. I don't know why I thought that.
I don't know. You know, you said it, and I could believe it.
Here's
a lot of weird shit happens in gacha games.
Here's what really confuses me.
Yeah.
Is that I am like so sure that I read that there were How to Train Your Dragon's medals in Unchained Key, to the point that I'm like, no, I remember seeing that there was a medal of the character Hiccup. And the reason that I'm so sure that I must have seen that somewhere is that I've never seen that movie. There's no other reason for me to know that character's name. So I definitely saw something. Maybe someone posted lies on the wiki. I really have no idea.
Yeah. Maybe DreamWorks beamed How to Train Your Dragon into your brain, Havana Syndrome style. That's what I think is the most likely explanation.
Yeah, we definitely need to talk to Congress about that.
Yeah, we probably need to get you like a lot of money.
Maybe if I had enough money, I could put it around my head and block out the lasers.
That might do it.
And then I can finally be an ambassador.
We definitely shouldn't send you to therapy. That would be wrong. We just should give you some money, maybe.
Yeah. Anyway, believe it or not, that's all the apologies that I have this week.
Yeah. I'll have to apologize to Havana Syndrome people next week. Survivors.
when the research comes out and says that it actually was a laser weapon the whole time.
Yeah, it was actually caused by DreamWorks beaming How to Train Your Dragon into our soldiers' brains and our ambassadors' brains in Cuba.
Oh my god, you know what though? The people who have talked about having Havana Syndrome, they all said like it's like this like unbearable buzzing sound in my head. It could just be Barry B. Benson.
Oh shit, yeah.
DreamWorks is beaming B movie into their heads.
Did they make B movie?
There's no way that that's not a DreamWorks film.
Could it be an Illumination film though?
No.
Well, this is good. I'm glad we're talking about this.
It's a DreamWorks movie.
Okay, you're safe. Good. Yeah, well, okay, we cracked it. Not even a crackpot corner, just a truth.
This is where, yeah, people don't expect to come to Sounds About Light to learn the truth about Havana Syndrome.
Yeah, this you got the crackpot corner, and you welcome to our truth tower. It's part of the truth tower is Havana Syndrome is DreamWorks beaming B movie into ambassadors' heads.
It's hard to say beaming B movie, huh?
It is hard to do.
Your mouth doesn't want to do it.
No. Boy, I guess we should talk about this game.
Oh, right, there was a game.
Yeah.
We begin on a very fateful day as Chirithy tells Dennis that he's doing great, but you know what could help you get even more jacked? Is this power bangle.
What was really funny is, like, when this scene happened, I was like, why the fuck are we getting a thing about upgrades? And I was like, well, this must be a plot-critical power bangle. And boy, was I correct.
This is the power bangle that leads to the fucking apocalypse or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to spend too much time talking about how Kingdom Hearts Union Cross and Unchained Key looks like that.
It does look like that.
When the character puts on the power bangle and poses heroically with a completely neutral face, it looks so stupid.
It doesn't help that our Dennis has like a crown on and is constantly sparkling.
Yeah, so I don't know what the crown is. The crown, I think in like Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, you can like get increasingly ornate crowns by like getting a higher percent completion or something. I don't remember what it is. I don't care. But yeah, like people who have like 100% Kingdom Hearts 2, Sora is wearing a crown. So I think that this is a callback to that. The sparkly keyblades, this actually is worth talking about because it will come up in the plot in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Wow.
These games introduce the concept of powering up your keyblade. So each keyblade has like a series of designs as it gets stronger and stronger. And yeah, because the person that we are watching who has recorded this footage, Damo, of course, has played a whole lot of this game, we will exclusively be looking at over-the-top sparkly keyblades that are frankly very distracting.
Distracting and kind of ugly.
Yeah, I mean, I've gone on record. I like when they look simple. I don't like these. I don't like the maxed out ones. Thankfully, that doesn't carry forward to Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, the ones that look like metal band like logos, I'm not as into those generally.
Anyway, so Chirithy explains that the bangle can be used to strengthen your metals, and we get a little tutorial that we're not going to talk about because who cares? Chirithy says that it's a gift. All you have to do in return is just wear it when you go out on missions. And Chirithy says goodbye and disappears, and then another Chirithy appears in the background and goes, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, and like, basically, this is a scene that I probably would think nothing of, except for I know that we're watching the plot critical.
That's right.
Like cutscene. So I'm like, oh well, that's an evil bangle, I guess.
And seemingly,
and
the Chirithy who arrives at the end of the scene feels like something's up. I have to assume that that's our Chirithy.
Yeah, we had Nightmare Chirithy doing doing evil bangle shenanigans, and then real Chirithy shows up afterward.
We talked about last time how it feels like a lot of what's going on is that the Master of Masters intentionally engineered a situation to like pit people against each other in conflict. The Chirithys all being completely indistinguishable from each other, I think, is a really good example of that.
I think I'm entirely right, and that's what's going on, because if that's not what's going on, none of this makes any goddamn sense.
I cannot confirm or deny that, partially because I don't remember the answer for sure, but I think that you're right.
Yeah, I mean, and it's a pretty... I mean, he's just doing Foundation, basically, I think. Well, actually, no, Foundation, they don't do that. I guess Foundation is they know it's going to end, so they set up stuff for later.
What's Foundation?
Foundation is an Isaac Asimov like story about like civilization collapsing, and so these people set up like a thing, the Foundation, so that like will help civilization come back faster after the collapse. Because they know the collapse is coming. So I think he's doing that part, but I think he's also accelerating the collapse. I guess maybe to have it collapse in a way that isn't as bad.
He's building a foundation while planting C4 all over the existing structure.
Well, I think it kind of makes sense. I think basically he's like, well, I know people are going to be greedy and fight over light and like cause this to happen, but like if I can make it happen in the right way, maybe it can be better next time. Yeah. The
right way for the world to end.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. I actually think that's what's happening.
He knows what he's doing.
He does.
We get a little bit of narration that I believe was inserted by Damo, explaining that all the wielders, parentheses players, have been given a bangle by a Chirithy that they believe to be their own. They all find themselves getting stronger, but the forces of darkness are getting stronger as well. This part is kind of weird. I don't fully understand what's going on here, where Dennis, like, meets 3 other Keybladers who, like, kind of seem rude and standoffish, but then they actually aren't, and they say, do you want to go on a mission together?
Yeah, I don't really remember why that was happening.
I think that we're sort of establishing that Dennis is lonely. I think that that's kind of what's going on here.
Got it, okay.
Now we get the scene.
Hi, Chirithy. Hi, Chirithy.
Hi, Chirithy.
How's your wielder doing? Oh, not too good. How about you? Oh, pretty alright. Great. Bye, Chirithy. It feels like a fucking, I feel like I'm in Cheydinhal in Oblivion, just walking up to the townspeople and they're like, how's it going? Not bad. How are you? I saw a mud crab. Horrible. Bye. Get out of my face.
Yeah, no, it is. It's very much that, but apparently this is important.
Yes. One of the Chirithys says that its wielder is not doing very well. They don't understand what's going on. And the other Chirithy says, we just need to trust our wielders. And that's the end of that scene. I don't know.
Well, I think it's leading up to the next time we see the Chirithy.
See, that's the thing. I think you're probably right, but I also have no way of knowing that these are the same Chirithys.
What is? He calls them Chirithy.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Oh, man. There's a show. I won't say what it is for anyone who, in case I spoil any, but people who know what I'm talking about will know what I'm talking about. There is a show where there are like 50 clones of the same character and they all have the same first name, but then different last names. I feel like that's what we need here. We need like, oh, it's Chirithy Myers. How's it going, Chirithy Johansson?
No, it's better this way.
Okay, never mind. Dennis goes back to meet with the others, as was promised. They're not here, but one of their Chirithys is, and says, I'm sorry, they're not coming, but they're sorry to break the promise. And Dennis looks kind of sad and lonely.
Yeah,
and that's that scene.
Poor Dennis.
Yeah, I don't know if there was more to this in the game, and it's just been trimmed down. I think we're just trying to understand that Dennis is lonely. I'm pretty sure that's all that's going on here.
Yeah.
Another Chirithy, which might be Chirithy A, sees another Chirithy, which might be Chirithy B, lying on the ground, dying.
Yes.
Now, this is interesting, because it says, are you okay? What's the matter? And they say, my wielder, I can't remember the wording. It was like, my wielder got lost in the darkness and disappeared, or something like that.
I think they just fell to darkness. I thought that's what they said.
Well, it's not that they fell to darkness, because if they fell to darkness as in, like, became corrupted by darkness, then the Chirithy would become a dark Chirithy. They specifically said their wielder disappeared, which means that they are dead.
Could be, yeah.
Because the Chirithy who's lying on the ground is like, what's going to happen to me? Am I going to disappear too, like my wielder? And then the other Chirithy's like, yeah, sorry. And then they just die.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I thought it was that they, like, fell to darkness, and maybe this is part of the process of a Chirithy becoming a nightmare Chirithy.
I don't think so. I feel like pretty consistently when Kingdom Hearts says disappear, they mean die, which would mean that this is our first child death of Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, right. I was like, Chirithy's not a child, but yeah, maybe the wielder is.
Yeah, one of the wielders off screen died. Oh well, that's fucked up.
Do we know all the wielders are children?
I think they are. I think they are meant to all be children. Because we know the thing about the fairy tale of the hearts of children.
Right. I mean, it is already a child army, so that's already pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ira arrives. It's possible that this is just whoever the player's foreteller is, but Ira shows up and says, the darkness is spreading faster than the wielders can gather lux. And Chirithy asks, is there a traitor among the foretellers? And Ira says, I don't know, but I don't want to believe that just yet. Maybe this actually is always Ira, because that is in keeping with what happens later.
Yeah,
but
I think so.
We get a time skip. Months pass as the Keybladers continue doing their Disney World adventures. Fortunately for us, literally nothing relevant happens, so we just completely skip over it.
The Disney Worlds are less relevant than ever.
Yeah. One night, Dennis has a strange dream about the foretellers and the master in the clock tower in the middle of town. And Dennis walks in on them having some sort of meeting, but there's a sort of creeping darkness on the edges of the frame that surround him, and he wakes up. And Chirithy is on the windowsill and, kind of comforts him, says, oh, it's just a nightmare, go back to sleep. And turns to another Chirithy on the outside of the window and says, was that you? But this Chirithy, this is a dark Chirithy.
Yeah, it's a little bit darker.
It's slightly dark gray instead of light gray. And
yes.
It says, did you show him the dream? What is it you're trying to do? And good Chirithy says, the opposite of what you're doing.
Oh.
It sounds ominous.
Yeah, I'm still, at the end of this, I'm not really sure what evil Chirithy is trying to do.
We will get to know that, fortunately. Not too long from now, I think.
Okay, that's good.
We now meet a Moogle shopkeeper.
Yeah, I was like, hey, robe, a Moogle.
Which is fun.
I love seeing Moogles. Moogles are good.
Yeah, and this one's freaking out. It's like, there's a big monster rampaging around the town, Kupo. Can you help it so it doesn't do property damage to my shop, Kupo? So Dennis goes outside. And this is a big moment for Dennis because he makes his first friend.
Yeah.
There's a silver-haired boy with a red scarf named Ephemer who is fighting the Heartless when he gets there.
Yep. I am suspicious of Ephemer. I'll say that much.
Okay. I have noted that.
Because I feel like his Chirithy might be the Nightmare Chirithy.
All right. We'll keep an eye on that plot thread as we go.
Yeah.
Ephemer he's kind of worn out from fighting the Heartless, but Dennis helps him up. He introduces himself. He will always be from a different union from the players. In this case, he's from Vulpes, Ava's union. I think that's probably an intentional choice by Damo, because there's a scene later where Ephemer is talking to Ava, which I do think makes more sense if that's his own union leader.
Right, I think he'd be talking to Ava anyway because of the plot, but yeah, I think he always has to be sent in a different union because the whole point is that they're not supposed to be talking to people from other unions, right? So
yes, which is interesting, and this is the first that we've heard of this. I don't know if this is the first the player would have heard of this if they're experiencing all the cutscenes, but it's not just that you go on missions for your union. Like, people from different unions don't talk to each other.
And you're explicitly competing with the other unions, too.
Yes, to gather the most lux.
If Master of Masters isn't orchestrating the end of the world, I don't know what he's doing.
If he's not doing this on purpose, then he's really, really stupid. Oh, yeah. Maybe he is Sora.
I mean, he said it's gonna happen, and he's right,
Yeah.
because he's making it happen.
Yeah. Be the change you want to see in the world.
That's right.
But yeah, Ephemer is like, oh, we're from different unions. Like, it's kind of weird for us to talk to each other. But you know what? I'm not doing a union task today, so we can hang out. And he lets Dennis in on a little secret. And you asked about this last week, and I pretended not to know the answer, but I did actually know the answer, which is,
how dare you?
Why is it that when we go to the Disney worlds, we're dealing with the same characters and situations that Sora is way, way, way in the future?
Yeah, it's because they're holograms?
Yes, they being presumably the foretellers, are using the Book of Prophecies to essentially project holograms of the future onto the world.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
I think that's dumb. I don't like it.
Correct. It is pretty dumb. Yeah, because the explanation that Ephemer gives of, like, what made him wonder about this is he's like, the world is so huge. It spreads out as far as the eye can see, and yet we just go through a little portal, and suddenly we are, God knows how far away, meeting people from other parts of the world, talking to Aladdin, talking to Jasmine, talking to... I forgot the other ones. Fairy Godmother. Nope, Cinderella's not in it.
Ariel.
The Elves. And yeah, he's like, yeah, that seemed impossible to me. So he started looking into it, and he found that they're actually not going to other parts of the world. They're just warping to sort of the nearby areas outside of Daybreak Town, which have a data hologram projected on top of it. So they think that they're meeting these people. They think that they're dealing with these stories. But actually, they're just running around in an open area, gathering light. But what's weird here, what's shady about this, is that they think that they're gathering light by fighting the Heartless in these different worlds. But they're not. They're actually gathering light directly from the world itself.
Yeah, and this seems bad.
Yes.
Because, I mean, for a lot of reasons, like, you know, because we've heard before about how there were these, like, battles and people were coveting the light and taking the light. And yeah, that seems bad. It kind of feels like to go to another property by this, like, same team, basically. Well, not this particular team, but it's kind of like gathering Mako energy, I think. Mm-hmm. You know? Like, light is supposed to be light. It's supposed to be out there. You shouldn't be, like, gathering it and doing shit with it. That seems bad.
You know, I actually said that I was assuming the foretellers were behind this. Now I'm thinking the Master is probably behind this, because this feels like more accelerationist stuff.
Exactly. I think it is accelerationist stuff. I mean, I'm sure the Master told them, like, yeah, do this. It's good. And they were like, okay. and that's also,
it. I think maybe is why they're noticing that the forces of darkness seem to be getting stronger as they gather Lux, is they're apparently just going around harvesting light from the world. So, like, no wonder the darkness would become stronger in response. They're kind of like... They're basically, like, just going around cutting down all the trees.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they're sucking
on
the light.
This metaphor doesn't work at all, actually. I'm bailing on this.
Yeah. Well, that, and then there's also the mysterious bangle.
Yes, which seems to be doing something, and we'll get more into that in a little bit, although I'll just say right now, I don't fully understand what it's doing. But yeah, so Ephemer is like, I think that the Book of Prophecies is involved. It's sort of giving them data to pull from about what will exist in the future that it can project onto the world. And I want to know how and why this is being done. So he says that while he was doing his investigation, he learned that the unions all have different goals. I don't remember off the top of my head if that's related to, like, the role of each foreteller. Not sure.
Yeah, we don't.
It seems like the goal is to gather Lux and be on top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, we're not told what the different goals are. Yeah.
But Dennis tells Ephemer about his dream with the foretellers talking to the Master, and Ephemer says, "Can you take me to that place?" So they get going, and then Dennis's Chirithy pops out, as well as the dark Chirithy from earlier. And Dennis's Chirithy says, "Is he yours?" And the dark Chirithy says, "I don't know. Is he?"
Well, yeah, that's why I thought Ephemer is, yeah, that. And also, Ephemer just feels like he knows too much.
Mm.
And so I'm assuming Ephemer's the traitor.
Well, I'm not going to answer that, obviously. But
yeah, obviously not. There's one thing that happens that makes me kind of wonder if that is what's going on. But we'll get to that when we get to that.
So they arrive outside the clock tower, and they split up and start looking for an entrance. I guess the way into the clock tower is not, like, publicly accessible. And now we cut to some back cover stuff. So we're following up on that little scene with Ira earlier. He meets with all the other foretellers and shows them a nightmare Chirithy and says that one of us is a traitor. And here's another point of surely the master made all of this happen like this on purpose. Gula is like, well, why don't we just summon our Chirithys, and whoever can't summon theirs, that must be theirs. But Envy says, no, we all have our unions. We could just summon one of our union members' Chirithys to make it look like it's ours.
Yeah, apparently we have no way to know.
Yeah, why does it work that way? Because if it works that way, then we can't prove whose it is.
Right. Seems like a bad system, Master of Masters.
Ira's reasoning for this Chirithy being one of theirs specifically is that this Chirithy was distributing the bangles. And that's not something that one of the union members could have done. That has to have been one of them. They knew about the bangles, by the way, but Ava is like, I thought that we agreed that the bangles were fine, even though they were collecting dark energy along with light energy.
Hey, that doesn't seem fine, guys.
Well, that's what Ira says. He's like, collecting is fine, but using it is another story.
Why is collecting it fine? I don't understand.
Ira, like, pushing his collection of Nazi memorabilia aside.
Right. It's like, I just like the aesthetics.
It's fine to have things as long as you don't use them.
Right. Like nuclear weapons. And
yeah, this is one of those things that I'm like, this feels like this was a gameplay mechanic that now they are having to make a fully CG animated cutscene address it as plot in a way that is a little bit jank.
Yeah, sure. I think, yeah, that's true. I do think that... Okay, so this is where I get into my first crackpot corner, I think, of the episode. Okay. Where... So, I think Ephemer's the traitor, right?
Okay.
And I think that Nightmare Chirithy is his Chirithy. And the person I'm most suspicious of is Gula, because Gula got the extra page of the book.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels like... If I think Master of Masters is trying to make all this bad shit happen, it would make sense if he gave the one that's a traitor extra information so that they can fuck stuff up. And so my guess is that Ephemer is actually Gula with his mask off. Because I'm also kind of I feel like maybe none of these people have ever seen each other with their masks off. And so, like, when Ephemer shows up to another character later on, they're like, oh, cool. They have no way to know that it's Gula because they just have never seen what Gula looks like without his mask on.
You know what? I'm actually I think that this is a great opportunity for me to... I'm going to add on to that with my own crackpot corner, one of them that I have pre-prepared.
Yeah.
I do think that it's possible that Gula is the traitor whose Chirithy is a nightmare. And here is my reasoning for that, in addition to some of the stuff that you've said. Because I mentioned last time that all the foretellers are named after a sin... Mm-hmm. Which doesn't necessarily correlate to their personality at all. Like, you know, for example, who would say that Ased, the most, like, bullish, like, I'm just gonna do whatever my first thought is, like, no one would say that he is in any way representative of sloth. Very much the opposite. But Gula, gluttony, is the opposite of temperance. And I think that you actually could make a compelling argument for Gula as a representative of gluttony, because gluttony isn't just about eating and drinking too much. Gluttony is about overindulging to an extent that deprives others. And I think that he is committing an act of gluttony by having the lost page, having the knowledge, but refusing to share it with anybody. Even though, if he did share this information with the others, I think it actually could clear the air quite a bit and potentially diffuse some tension. But he is very pointedly keeping it to himself.
Yeah, I mean, if you take the story at face value, he's not telling them because he's doing what the master told him to, which is have this extra page and figure out he was told to find who the traitor is. But I think that's just I think that's just Masters knowing he's the traitor and making Gula think that he doesn't know.
Yes, and it is also possible that the traitor, because this is all about being corrupted by darkness.
Yeah.
Which means that the traitor could very well be corrupted and think that they are not. Like,
true, yeah.
It's totally possible that Gula is corrupted by darkness, but in his mind, he is, fighting for the light. And on that note, I wanted to say something else about the animal masks, which is we have seen that characters who are corrupted by darkness, as we know it as Nording, have bright yellow eyes and pointy ears. And what can we not see on any of these characters because of the masks that the master gave them? We can't see their eyes or ears.
That's true.
I think that those masks were given to them so that they would have no way of knowing when one of them was corrupted by darkness. And I think that it's very possible that that is Gula.
And so, okay, so now I'm realizing something fucked up, which is that you don't actually know, and that's not good.
No, I do not.
God damn it. How is that possible? It's so, oh man. It was how long did this game go on?
6-7 years.
Okay, well, that's some
I will say the foretellers are Unchained key characters. They are not characters in Union Cross.
Oh, okay.
Which, take that however you want. I'm not going to say why they're not characters, but some stuff will happen.
Okay.
I don't think that you'll predict whatever it is. It's not the obvious thing. Nothing that happens in these games is obvious.
Okay, well, that's good, I guess. I don't like an obvious story.
No, I will tell you, these games are a wild ride. I never would have anticipated anything that happens in them.
Okay.
So, Ira, again, he says, the bangles, it must have been one of us who distributed those bangles with the Chirithy. Envy and Aced think that he's jumping to conclusions. Aced accuses him of poor leadership, and he's saying, you're planting seeds of doubt in all of us by making this big speech. And he says, the master made the wrong choice with you, and he storms out. Once again, you know that scene where the master was like, it's your job to call him out, Aced.
Yeah, he's really setting up the pieces and letting it's just dominoes. He's letting it all fall and break. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Gula and Ava also leave. Envy, she asks Ira, why are you being so aggressive about this when you know so little? And he reveals that he has noticed that there is a missing page in the Book of Prophecies. This incident with the Chirithys and the traitor, there's no mention of it in the entire book. So he's pretty sure that there's a lost page and that whoever has it is keeping something from them. That's probably who the traitor is. Envy, once again, is like, I wonder if the master planned all of this.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, they think the same thing I do, so... Although that makes me think that maybe I'm wrong. If they think that that's what's going on, because Nomura would love to have a Nomura's twist happen.
But yeah, she says, I'll keep doing my thing. I'll keep an eye on everyone. I'll keep you informed. We go back to Unchained Key. Dennis and Ephemer, they find a staircase down underneath the clock tower. They fight some Heartless in there. The ground starts shaking. I don't remember what that was. I don't think that has anything to do with anything.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe that was the clock tower ringing. I don't know. But Ephemer is like, we should probably get back to our unions before anyone gets suspicious. And Dennis he seems kind of uneasy. If it's unclear to the listener, I don't know if Dennis has said a single word in this game so far, which is why a lot of this is like, Dennis looks sad.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that he's said was when he introduced himself to Ephemer and said his union.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think people even eventually comment on the fact that Dennis never says anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Ephemer says, we'll meet at the fountain tomorrow at noon, and we'll come back and investigate this then. They have a friendship handshake to announced that they are now friends.
Oh.
Yay!
Yay!
Or is it? I will say, for what it's worth, this, because I'm flashing back to when I watched this for the first time and I didn't know anything. So this is not to say anything about what's going to happen. I did not suspect Ephemer of anything. I thought that he seemed like a very nice lad.
I don't know. I think it was just because of the Chirithy. It just seemed off to me.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's funny. Again, not to say anything of what will happen or will not happen. I later, like, I've come across posts of people, like, discussing this as it was playing out, and so many people are like, Ephemer, I don't fucking trust that guy as far as I can throw him. And I was reading that like, oh, really? He seems so friendly.
Yeah, I don't remember where it happens, but I have a note where I thought it was, like, kind of clear Ephemer was using the power of darkness even in front of us. So I don't remember what that was now, though. I'd have to go back.
We are now back in back cover. Aced, Ava, and Gula are having a little meeting in a disused building. Aced is just ranting to the others about what a failure Ira is as a leader, and he goes, I thought he would make a great leader.
Fucking liar.
But yeah, Gula and Ava, they both agree. They're like, I think that he's making baseless assumptions. I think that he went way too far on too little information. Aced, oh yeah, because Ava is like, I wonder if he knows something that he's not telling us that makes him confident enough to say this. And Aced is like, well, if that's true, he should tell us. We're all comrades, remember? And Gula just goes, I wouldn't call you my comrade.
Yeah, evil. Yeah, because Gula's a dick and isn't actually part of it.
Whether or not he's the traitor, whether or not he's corrupted by darkness, I think that it's pretty safe to say that of these five, Gula is the most of a dick.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, the Masters did. If he's not evil, Masters chose him to be the rat. So.
So Aced gets to the point. He wants them to make an alliance with him. And Ava reminds him that is explicitly forbidden by the Master. But Aced says, it's clear from the Nightmare Chirithy that there is darkness at work here. But I trust both of you, and I trust me. So I think that we should say, forget Ira trying to make us fight with each other. Let's just work together.
Yeah, Master of Masters doesn't want the unions to combine because there'd be too much consolidated power amongst the working class if that was true. These children might stop working for us.
Yeah, if the child laborers formed a union.
Oh no, if they all talk, they'd actually find out how bad they have it.
But yeah, Ava's not interested. She does not want to disobey the Master. We did see in her scene with the Master giving her role. We definitely get a sense that, like, she really, really seems to trust the Master.
Trust the Master, and she cares the most, it would seem, about, like, making sure, well, following her mission and making sure she does the right stuff.
Yeah.
Gula
is more interested in this. He says, I'll join this alliance, but we're keeping the Union members out of it. It's just you and me in this alliance. At this point, Envy arrives. Aced invited her as well. He invited everybody except for Ira. She walks in and is immediately like, are you making alliances? Because that's illegal.
I'm going to tell Mom.
I'm going to tell Mom, parentheses, Master of Masters.
Right.
Oh, shit, Crackpot Corner. She explains... she explains to them, but she's mostly explaining to us why the Master said that they should have unions and not work together. Or why there shouldn't be alliances, which is that if the unions work together, if there's any imbalance between the unions, then one of the unions, either the one that's pulling ahead of the others or the one that's falling behind, is going to want more power. They're going to want more Lux. They're going to get darkness. And she says, Aced, I think that you're darkness. And he's pissed. He hates that. And he says, yeah, well, you're the one, you fucking snake, Envy. You're the one who's telling Ira about everything that we do. And she's like, yeah, that's my job. And he's like, whatever.
Aced he's just a mad boy.
What does he say? She's like, my role is to observe. And he's like, yeah, but the Master didn't say that you have to tell Ira everything.
That might be true, actually. I don't know.
I don't remember. I think that is not true. I think that he did say to tell Ira stuff. I might be wrong about that, but once again, we get a sense of how, Ava, she's not cut out for this kind of stuff. She is just watching, like, seemingly on the verge of tears at all of this tension that she can't do anything about it.
Yeah, and the way Gula's acting is part of what makes me think that he's a traitor, because he's, like, pretty cool with just breaking the rules. Doesn't really fight back on it that much at all.
No, yeah, he agrees very, very readily.
Yeah. Just like somebody else who's working across unions, like Ephemer.
Dennis.
And Dennis. Oh.
Ava goes to the fountain in the town square to try to unwind after that very tense confrontation. She's worrying about what's happening with her and her friends. And Ephemer walks over and says, "How's it going, Master Ava?" She starts sort of thinking out loud about, like, you, Ephemer, you asked me the other day why the unions don't work together. I don't understand it either, but I know that that's what the Master of Masters said. And she actually commends Ephemer on his conspiratorial mindset and that he's just asking questions. She says, it's great that you question things and think for yourself.
Yeah, keep doing your own research.
Keep doing your own research. And Ephemer is like, he's like laughing. He's like, wow, that is very, very out of character for you to say.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, well, sometimes you just want to go apeshit. I love this moment here where he's like, you're really not yourself today, Master Ava. Do you think that talking about the contents of the Book of Prophecies would cheer you up?
Into this microphone.
She's like, nice try. And he's like, oh, I mean, just kidding, haha. But yeah, they talk about how nice it would be if the unions could work together and be friends. And he says, I actually made a friend from another union today. Oh yeah, this is the part where he says they're not much of a talker. They seem shy.
Right, yeah.
They seem to be a bit of a silent protagonist. But we're going to be meeting tomorrow. This is interesting, actually, because this scene is in both versions. I think in the video we actually see it play out in both versions of it.
Okay. Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh, you're right. Yeah, we do.
Dennis doesn't know because Ephemer doesn't end up showing up at the fountain. And Dennis, there's some ambiguity of, like, did Ephemer lie to me, etc. Is Ephemer a hater? But we do get from this scene, and I do wonder, actually, if this was out of order as we're watching it, because this does confirm that Ephemer did want to fulfill that promise.
Yeah, it seems like Ephemer wants to be a friend for whatever reason.
Uh-huh. I mean, Dennis is just very charismatic.
Yeah, we all love Dennis. He's the sparkliest boy.
That's true. I met a kid from another union. He's so sparkly. I feel like I'm like soaking up the fame just standing next to him.
He also isn't dressed like a Moogle or something else really weird. And I like that. He just has a crown.
More on that later.
That's pretty reserved as far as I can tell.
So yeah, Ava's like, oh, that's so nice. Well, you should get going, get some rest, so you can hang out with your new friend tomorrow. Ephemer tries to reassure Ava that everything's going to be okay, and he leaves. And Ava thinks to herself, if everything does come to pass as we've been told, I'll be glad to know that the future is being left to kids like Ephemer. May the wind carry you far, far away, my dandelions.
Evil kids like Ephemer.
Evil kids like Ephemer.
Evil kids who are Xehanort in the past and maybe Gula. I don't know. He is silver-haired like a Xehanort.
I was curious. Oh, true. I was curious because you said that there was a point where you were kind of like, oh, maybe Ephemer is nice, actually. Was this that scene?
Yeah. Well, it's sort of the way... his friendship with Dennis does seem to be real.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just that Ava trusts him so much and... starts setting him up to be a dandelion. So I was like, well, it seems
she also
like...
trusts the master very much.
She does. I guess it's just that, like, we know that the dandelions worked because there are worlds that are arcs for everyone to live in. True. So we know the dandelions worked. So if Ephemer is evil, he wasn't evil enough to make that not work. I guess it doesn't mean that he's not evil. Maybe he tried to and didn't succeed. I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Envy reports back to Ira about the alliance, but she says, kind of to what we were talking about earlier, like, just because Aced is, like, being very aggressive and, like, disobeying the master's teachings, that doesn't mean that he's any more evil than a hypothetical traitor who might also think that they're doing the right thing. She does trust Aced. She's like, I think that what he's doing is completely wrong, but I do believe that in his mind, he is fighting the darkness.
Yeah, that seems right to me. Aced does not seem like he has the capacity to be duplicitous.
He's a himbo.
Yeah.
So she says, I'm gonna talk to Gula later. I'm gonna see if I can get him to dissolve the union. Ira is like, well, I'll do it. And she's like, that would make Aced 1,000,000 billion times madder if you did that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Envy, she's a good judge of character, and Ira apparently is not.
No.
Ira, he's very earnest. He seems to think like, you know, he seems very much like, well, I'm a good boy, so everything that I do will work out. He doesn't really think about stuff like this.
Yeah, it's interesting he's the leader, because he does seem just like a little too straightforward to do the weird stuff Master of Masters wants to get done.
I honestly think that he could be a good leader because, you know, he's got the charisma, and he's like he seems sort of like the heart of the group a lot of the time. I just feel like the Master intentionally put Aced as his second in command, knowing that Aced would be fucking gunning for it at every moment.
Actually, that's true. Yeah, it's not really his fault that Master of Masters set him up to fail on purpose.
I think that Ira Envy is a ticket that I'd be happy to vote for.
Yeah, they seem great. Maybe Ava, too. Ava seems nice.
She can be like Secretary of Transportation or something.
Right.
So, she says to Ira, I'm going to be making these reports less often from now on because Aced thinks that we're conspiring together. Very reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
She walks out, and Ira resumes studying the Book of Prophecies. He's read it cover to cover about 6 times now, we have to assume. And he's looking at a picture of a dark side and the Kingdom Key.
Yeah, I noticed that. I didn't know if that was meaningful or if it's just like, hey, look at these things you recognize.
I can't remember if we're supposed to take anything away from this. The one thing I will say is our understanding of the Book of Prophecies is that it ends with the Keyblade War, and the Kingdom Key is Sora's Keyblade, which is way in the future.
Yeah, but Keyblades are all inherited and have existed for a long time, right?
Yeah, that's true. I can say genuinely, if we're supposed to take something away from this, I don't currently know what it is. It's just a very meaningful zoom on the book. It is entirely possible that we're just supposed to go like, that's Sora's Keyblade.
It could be.
That's Kingdom Hearts.
A weird thing that you can tell me if I noticed this correctly. When they were talking about upgrading Keyblades, they said you're like using pieces of other Keyblades to upgrade your Keyblade. Is that right?
When was that?
I don't remember. Maybe in the last episode, but they're talking about how like you are upgrading your Keyblades.
Oh, that might have been the bangle tutorial.
Maybe
like combining metals.
Oh, they said metals, and I thought they were saying metals, like with a T. I don't know.
Maybe I
got that wrong.
Yeah,
because I was wondering. I'm like, well, this might be post Keyblade. And like, are you using chunks of the Keyblade to upgrade your Keyblade?
I'm going to say it was probably the bangle tutorial, because if I don't remember it, it means that I wasn't listening, which means it was a tutorial.
Yeah, I think it was last episode, not this episode, that
okay.
I heard this, but I don't know. Anyway.
Dennis is going to bed. He excitedly tells Chirithy about his new friend. Chirithy, in a moment that is not intended to seem like emotional manipulation, but extremely looks like it, Chirithy's like, that's nice that you have a friend. Must be cool having friends.
Yeah. Chirithy's just sad, that's all.
Yeah, Chirithy's just sad, but Dennis is like, you're my friend, Chirithy. And Chirithy's like, oh, I didn't know that, but thank you. Yeah, I don't think that we're supposed to read anything like menacing or manipulative into that. I just thought it was kind of funny.
No, I think for me it was more of a reminder that Chirithy's like a thing that was born sentient. Like,
in a test tube,
so is like intelligent, but maybe doesn't understand a lot of like interaction. So yeah.
We get a flashback to the Master's conversation with Ava about her role, but this one goes on a little bit further.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly don't remember if this was Union Cross or Unchained Key or a back cover. Jesus Christ! Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
I don't know what the difference between any of those things are anymore. So I'll have to.
When I
trust
say
you on
back
it.
cover, I mean like it's like a fully CG animated thing.
Yeah.
I can't remember if this was that or not. But we get more of this scene. Oh yeah, this is not in back cover. That's right. Because the Master tells Ava that after everything pops off, the foretellers are not going to be sticking around, which means that when the dandelions come back and everything sort of settles, there's going to need to be new union leaders. And Ava's like, why are the unions going to need leaders? And the Master says, well, because only the leaders are going to be the ones who know that the world ended. And she's confused, reasonably.
Mm-hmm.
And the Master goes on and says, well, why? What's the benefit in all of the dandelions carrying around painful knowledge about the end of the world if they don't have to? Why not just take those memories and throw them in the trash?
This is suspicious to me.
Yeah. And Ava, this is a great Master moment because Ava is like, is it even possible to erase memories like that? And the Master just goes, apparently so. What the fuck do you mean, apparently so?
I think that's just a non-answer.
Yeah, I guess it is possible with my memory erasing ray that I built.
He built a nominee already.
He hands Ava a list of 5 Keyblade wielders, and he says, I want you to make all 5 of these dandelions, and they are going to be the Union leaders after the Keyblade War happens. And Ava notices that one of the names has a circle around it, and she says, what's with this one? And he says, well, that one is going to get a copy of the Book of Prophecies. Yay! What a fun prize.
Yeah, it's Xehanort.
His explanation is that the one with the Book of Prophecies will be able to shape the world into what it needs to be. Again, this is interesting because that implies that the Book of Prophecies, despite the final page talking about the end of the war in the end of the world in the Keyblade War, the Book of Prophecies apparently will help after that?
Well, my thought is that maybe it's like you can learn from the mistakes of the past kind of thing.
Could be. This is one of those things that I don't remember or know the answer to.
Okay.
So we'll keep an eye on that because that seems a little bit weird to me. But yeah, you're right. It could be like a learn from history type thing.
Mm-hmm.
But he does add that when she hands over the Book of Prophecies to this dandelion, it should be top secret. She goes to the famous hill overlooking the town and talks to Ephemer and says, I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but it sounds like me and the other foretellers are not going to survive the Keyblade War. And Ephemer is like, he is overwhelmed. She's telling him a lot of shit right now.
I'm just a kid, lady.
Yeah, I mean, she just comes to him. This is like if, like, your teacher in middle school, like, pulled you out of class one day and was like, so, there's going to be a huge war that's going to end the world. And you're going to be the new principal afterwards. Are you okay with that? Because I'm going to die in the war. We good?
We good? It's more like they're like, I'm going to die and you're going to be fucking president.
Yeah. You are going to be one of the 5 leaders of the new world, and I will be dead, and most of the people that you know will also be dead.
Yeah, we cool? Go have fun with your friends.
Yep. So yeah, here's your orientation pamphlet. Mm-hmm. Let me know if you have any questions.
It's a book that tells you how the world's going to end.
In gory detail. She reassures him though. She's like, you won't be alone. There will be 5 of you. And he's like, oh great. Well then we're all set.
Yeah, that's all we need, 5 people.
But yeah, she gives him a book of rules. This is not the Book of Prophecies, which I remember when I watched this the first time, I was like, oh, Ephemer's got the book. No, that's a different book.
Oh, I didn't catch that. I don't know if I was able to catch that. I thought he got the Book of Prophecies. Okay.
No, this is a book of rules from the Master for what they should do after the Keyblade War. I do remember off the top of my head who gets the Book of Prophecies, but I will not say whether it's Ephemer or not.
Is it Dennis?
Not gonna tell you.
Okay.
So she tells him that they better start preparing for not preparing for, preparing the other world. She says that when the Keyblade War happens, the Dandelions will not be here in Daybreak Town. They are going to be sent somewhere else to take refuge. And Ephemer needs to get going and start preparing it. Putting in the furniture and everything.
Right.
And then she just casually adds, like, by the way, everyone's going to have to lose their memories. Ugh.
Yeah, which already makes me think, like, does that mean people are going to have, like, weird Unchained memory things going on where maybe everyone can end up remembering that the world ended?
You mean Chain of Memories?
Yeah,
memories?
I'm wondering if some Chain of Memory stuff will happen to people after their...
Yeah, they just have, like, Naminé, like, just standing by.
Well, more just, like, they'll have the weird stuff that was going on with Sora's brain when he started forgetting stuff, and they're just going to have, like, weird stuff stuck in their hearts about how everyone died.
Uh-huh.
All their connections and stuff. I don't know.
Here's the thing, by the way. We can talk about this now, because I think it's interesting to think about, but also I don't think it's spoilers because it hasn't actually come up since we've met the Dandelions or heard about the Dandelions. Mm-hmm. The big pod that Sora was in Chain of Memories and Kingdom Hearts 2, it kind of opens up like a dandelion.
Oh, yeah.
That might be nothing. It might be nothing. That's massive grain of salt on that one. But that's on my list of things to pay attention to if we ever see any of those pods again. But anyway, yeah, she says, the memory of the tragedy, it would needlessly burden them, so it's just going to be erased. We do learn how that's going to happen, which is that the Chirithys are going to take care of that. Ephemer is not on board with this, but Ava is just like, think about how you would feel if you survived the end of the world and knew that almost everyone you knew died. And Ephemer's like, well, when you put it that way.
Yeah, I mean, I do understand it, although, again, it does seem weird because it feels like maybe people should remember the world ended so that they don't do that stuff again. Mm-hmm. But we'll see, I guess. We'll see what happens.
Stay tuned on that.
Yeah.
Ephemer goes back to the clock tower alone, and he thinks out loud, sorry, Dennis, I broke our promise.
Aw, they were going to kiss, and now they don't get to.
This does imply that the entrance to this quote-unquote other world is through the clock tower. We get a sense very shortly that people are not supposed to go to the clock tower. So something's going on here, but we don't know what just yet.
It's true. Oh, wait, did we mention that she said that the Dandelions go to an alternate reality?
Yeah, she said the other world where they'll be sent. Did she say an alternate reality?
I think so. I think the words alternate reality got used because I wrote that down.
That does line up with my understanding of what will happen later. So I guess she said alternate reality.
Yeah, that was a little wild to me. I was like, oh, I thought that the light in the hearts of children made an arc for everyone to live in, but apparently they were sent to an arc and then came back? I don't know. I guess I'll find out.
I guess we'll find out. Yeah, I mean, we know that they're talking now about the unions will still exist afterwards, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, Dennis is waiting by the fountain all day, but Ephemer never shows up, and Chirithy shows up and says, oh, something came up, it must have been an emergency, but, whatever happens, we're friends, Dennis, and they shake hands, and then there's a cute moment where Dennis, like, picks up Chirithy and gives it a hug, and Chirithy's like, whoa, what?
Yeah, I like that.
I'm a stuffed animal? It's more likely than you think.
It's true.
And then, I don't know if you immediately clocked what was going on here. I actually thought this was kind of cool because Ephemer runs over after, like, who knows how long, and is like, I'm so sorry that I didn't show up. And the song that is playing is a song that they play over, like, Disney character interaction cutscenes in Dream Drop Distance. And I immediately clocked. I was like, I don't think this is real. I think this is a dream. And it is. And I think that's cool.
I did not notice that. That is cool.
Yeah, so Ephemer in the dream, and we'll find out very shortly that this is a dream. Ephemer takes Dennis back to the clock tower, and they're about to, like, go deeper than where they got to on the first day, but Dennis seems a little bit uneasy, and Ephemer's like, well, hey, I'll be waiting. And he just disappears in a cloud of dandelion seeds, and Dennis wakes up.
Oh, right, because Ephemer at this point's already left to the alternate reality, right?
Yes, Ephemer is putting up streamers and balloons.
and putting a big, like, he's like papering over the things that say the world ended or whatever, you know? Yeah.
He's busy curating a nobody died playlist.
Well, I can't remember anything from like a day ago. No reason.
It's fine.
I guess they're going to be all children. That helps.
Yeah. So Dennis, Chirithy is like, hey, you were having a dream. What's the matter? Dennis says, oh, I want to go looking for Ephemer at the clock tower. And Chirithy is like, it's off limits. You know it's off limits. You shouldn't go. And also the foretellers, things have been kind of tense between them, so it's not a good time anyway. But Dennis is like, I don't care. And he goes to the clock tower. He's asking around different Keyblade wielders. This is where we start to get a sense of what the Keyblade wielder kid NPCs look like in this game. Because here's the thing. You can customize your character's outfit, which means that you can dress like a normal anime boy, or you can have an eclectic combination of, like, clown costume with a fucking pirate shirt and, like, a big rainbow wig.
Perhaps a giant Moogle head.
A Moogle head is a classic of this game. So, yeah, we're getting these scenes of Dennis, like, asking NPCs, like, hey, have you seen Ephemer, kid with silver hair? Do you know where he's at? And some of them just look like normal anime children. But then one of them does have a pumpkin head.
One of them was a pumpkin head, and then I was like, oh, is that an important... Like, because for me, nope. I've only seen normal-looking anime kids to this point. So this is the first, like, unique pumpkin head person I've seen. So I'm like, oh my god, the pumpkin head. The most important character in Kingdom Hearts, it turns out.
This is Halloween. This is Halloween. Nope, that's just what that one random NPC looks like who we'll probably never see again.
How would we know?
How would we know?
Because, like, I don't know, we don't know what their face looks like. They got, I assume their head isn't actually a pumpkin.
That might be Gula.
Could be Gula, could be Ephemer, could be anybody.
Yeah, I mentioned this on Discord that, there's not a lot of Unchained Key and Union Cross NPCs with KH Wiki articles, because so many of them just, like, show up once and then never appear again. One of the few recurring characters of the Keyblade wielders is named Mog, who just has a big stuffed Moogle head on his head.
And it appears to be wearing goggles that have fish fins on the side of them.
Very cool.
Very cool. And little bat wings.
Yeah. I don't remember if we'll be seeing Mog in this compilation at any point. But yeah, we've met Pumpkinhead. We'll probably never see him again. But yeah, Pumpkinhead is in Agrabah on a mission and says, like, there's a chain of events that leads Dennis to meet Pumpkinhead in Agrabah, but it's not important. Pumpkinhead says, oh, you know, I saw Ephemer talking to Master Ava, who is often at the clock tower, which I don't know why that's the end of this, like, plot thread, because that is really not helpful information.
No, yeah.
At all. But that is our final breadcrumb. So we go to the clock tower, and Ava is here, and she's like, what are you doing down here? And Dennis says, well, I had a dream that Ephemer was waiting for me, and I'm worried about him. And Ava says, well, you know, if Ephemer was down here in this restricted area, he might have gotten caught up in the conflict between the foretellers. And Dennis says, that's what I was thinking. I was wondering if you were involved. And when I say that Dennis says that, I mean that Dennis kind of wiggles his arm and opens his mouth. And she says, you're wondering if I'm involved. She says, you know, I appreciate your honesty, and you're not too far off base, but that's all that I can tell you. And now I'm going to kill you.
Fight me. She
summons her Keyblade and attacks Dennis. She wins the fight automatically, but, you know, she acknowledges his potential. You know, you're halfway to being a whale. You've got some expensive medals. Nicely done.
Yeah, and now she says some Star Wars shit.
Oh yeah, the sadness in your heart could lead to darkness if you can't let it go. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate.
Hate leads to suffering. Yeah.
I wish that the Chirithys were Yodas. Just the exact same game, but it's just Yodas everywhere.
That could be good. Yeah, if they all talked like Yoda, too, that'd be great. Except the evil one doesn't. The evil one just talks normal, and that's your clue.
Instead of hi Chirithy, it's Chirithy, hi.
Yeah, Chirithy, hi.
But yeah, now having beat up this kid, she's like, get out of here, scamp.
Don't be sad, or I'll beat your ass some more.
Yeah, but, Dennis leaves, and she thinks to herself, like, this must be the friend that Ephemer mentioned. I won't tell him about when I beat up his friend.
I just realized Ephemer can't be Gula, because Ephemer is in an alternate reality, and as far as I know, Gula is not.
Now that you've said that, I will also point out that Ava knows Gula's voice very well, and then there's a scene where she talks to Ephemer and hears his voice, and it's a different voice.
People can just change their voice. I don't know. I wasn't convinced by that.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah.
But I still think Ephemer's evil, though.
Yeah, I mean, again, I haven't seen Gula's face myself, so I can't say that they're not the same character, but I don't think they're the same character.
Yeah.
Dennis goes to sleep at night, and Ava is just in Dennis's room, and it's just like, hey, Chirithy.
It's cool to do, just watch a kid sleep.
Well, she's one of the 5 presidents. She can do this.
That's right.
So, yeah, she asks Chirithy.
Joe Biden can go to your room and watch you sleep anytime he wants. It's true.
He's allowed. I often wake up and I see him standing in the corner like Edward Cullen.
Yeah.
Dennis is a fucking heavy sleeper, by the way.
Joe Biden throws me on his back and calls me Spider Monkey and jumps in the forest with me.
Yeah, but that's just him being senile.
Right. Yeah.
He's not doing a metaphor.
No, it's really sad, actually.
It's not good. They are just like having a loud conversation in the room with Dennis sleeping. She's like, did you show him the dream? And Chirithy says no. And she said, then maybe it was Ephemer. So this is referring to the dream with Ephemer saying, like, I'm waiting for you in the clock tower. She thinks that Ephemer actually contacted Dennis.
How does she know that he had that dream? Did Dennis tell her? I guess he
Yes, it was easy to miss because we don't hear any of Dennis's dialogue. But yes, when Dennis was wiggling his arm up and down, Ava is like, so you had a dream about Ephemer.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, she is theorizing that Ephemer is currently in an unchained state and may have been able to reach out to Dennis from where he is right now. And she thinks that Ephemer is getting closer to the truth.
Whatever that is. Which I guess
that means.
The truth must mean like that the world's going to end, right?
Maybe. I actually don't remember the answer to that question. I also don't remember. She says if Ephemer was able to reach out to Dennis, then Dennis might be near that realm too. I have no idea what that means.
Well, Unchained, is Ephemer in the world of dreams?
I think that might be what this is implying, is that, like, Dennis was sleeping and Ephemer was in the realm of sleep, maybe?
That would kind of make sense if that's the alternate reality that they go hide in. Although, I guess the thing, though, you've seen that when you're in the world of sleep, your body's still outside of it, so that wouldn't help too much.
Yeah, but I guess if Dennis's consciousness is in the realm of sleep...
Yeah.
I'm not super confident about what's going on here and what Ava is talking about.
Well, yeah, it's an unchained state, too, which is... That goes back to Chain of Memories, it would feel like.
I saw somewhere on the wiki that the realm of sleep is sometimes called the Unchained Realm, but I don't remember that. This is something I'm going to have to keep an eye on because I'm not super clear on what they're talking about here. They probably talked about it in something that I've seen and that I'm just forgetting it.
It would kind of work thematically, though. Like, things that we've forgotten can show up in our dreams. It could be kind of like that, Yeah.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. That might be kind of what we're doing here.
Yeah.
But yeah, she asks Chirithy to protect Damien so that the winds can carry him away. So Ava seemingly has flagged Dennis as a potential dandelion. I think that I did just say Damien.
Yeah, no, his name's
That's
Dennis. Fine. Yeah, so I mean, it makes sense. Your character's definitely going to be a dandelion because that'd be kind of weird if you weren't.
If you just die.
If you just, you're just fated to die. Maybe you hold the door open for everybody.
And then they slam it shut on you.
Yeah, you're Hodor, actually.
And then you're like, wait, but my medals and my equipment that I wailed for. And then it's like, ooh, sorry, you got to make a new character for the sequel. And you're like, no.
Yeah,
paying to win.
Like 3 more grand, maybe.
That is where we are ending for today.
Yeah. Yeah.
The intrigue is getting going. We're dealing. I like this stuff with the. It's kind of hard from what we're watching to really get a sense of like what back cover is, but this is the meat of back cover is the foretellers being suspicious of each other and trying to figure out who is the traitor.
Got it. Okay. And again, back cover was just like the videos in one of like provided with one of the games to explain to you what was going on.
It's in the 2.8 compilation.
Yeah.
After Dream Drop Distance.
Got it. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, eventful week. We met Dark Chirithy. We met Ephemer. We learned a little bit more about the dandelions. A lot going on. Next week, I'm excited for because we're going to meet another one of the core Keyblade Kid characters.
I guess there's at least 5.
Yeah, we're gonna meet one next week, and then we're gonna meet one more the week after that. And then I think, yeah, we've got some more to meet. Actually, they're doling them out gradually, but we've got quite a few more coming.
Well, yeah, we're gonna condense 7 years into like 2 hours or something. So
yeah, I mean, I have to assume that this means that when the actual players were playing the game, there was maybe a full year where Ephemer didn't exist.
Right, yeah, and like when Ephemer like disappeared, was Ephemer gone for like 6 months?
Yeah, the pacing of the game as it rolled out, I truly have no information on that, but it's certainly something to think about. Speaking of the game, we have a question this week. On our co-host at cohost.org/soundsaboutlight/ask. An anonymous user has asked us, what character would have to be obtainable in the gacha for you to legit wail for them and get all their constellations/eidolons? For those uninitiated, that means that the character gets a bonus if you pull duplicates. Also, would you eat Chirithy as emergency food? Now, that is a Genshin Impact reference for a running joke about the sidekick character Paimon. Everyone's always trying to eat it. Would you eat Chirithy? Let's get that out of the way.
Yeah, I mean...
Really?
I assume Chirithy would want it, maybe. I don't know.
I think that Chirithy just looks like a stuffed animal. I think that Chirithy is like fabric.
Could be marshmallow in there, though.
The Chirithy filling.
Yeah, you don't know what's inside the cloth sack. Could be something tasty.
We'll find out at the end of the world.
Right.
When Dennis dies and the Chirithy gets cracked open like a piñata. Dennis is bleeding out on the ground and Chirithy's like, you have to use my insides to stay strong.
It's going to be a good scene. It's going to look really good, too, in the little, like, 2D animation that they get going.
Yeah, it's more Star Wars shit. Chirithy's like, have you seen The Empire Strikes Back? You have to use me like a tauntaun.
I'm inside. Oh, God. It gets really big, too. Okay. Yeah, I like that.
What character would have to be obtainable for me to wail for them?
I don't know. I'm not a whale.
When I play any game that is free to play, but you can pay money, my goal is to never pay.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I've rarely ever put money into any of those games. If I've ever put money into it, it's like maybe $5 or something. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, that's when I'm like, I've played this game for a year. Let me throw them $5 to make us even.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, let me think about it in terms of like Disney characters or Final Fantasy characters. I'm not gonna wail for any game, but who would I like to see?
Yeah, like because most of the ones I would care about have been there. I think
maybe a medal of Troy Bolton from High School Musical, but he's doing the like where'd the garlic bread go meme pose.
Oh, maybe that's pretty good.
I'd wail for that.
I would wail for what's it? Is Great Mouse Detective Disney?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, then I would wail
I say that because I'm pretty sure that I always see people saying that they want it to show up in Kingdom Hearts.
Okay, great. Well, I'll wail for the Great Mouse Detective. Or, you know what, actually, I would wail for Robin Hood. That would be great. I like Robin Hood, and I feel like Robin Hood should show up in Kingdom Hearts at some point.
I feel like that's from the era of Disney that everyone says it's all bad.
Yeah, I just watched it a lot as a kid. I don't really know how it holds up, but, if I could be the weird snake that... wow, what is the snake in that? Anyway, whatever. There's some good little characters in that.
I'm all for that kind of thing. Like, we've got Merlin from the Black Cauldron, but like
Sort of the Stone.
if they wanted to like explore that era of Disney, which they definitely don't, I would be into it. But
yeah, I mean, I'm into it because it's like the stuff we saw in Dream Drop Distance, where they actually had fun with it when they didn't have to really worry about Disney's lawyers really hard.
Yeah, that's true. We do love getting to see the Three Musketeers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there we go. Robin Hood and Troy Bolton meme pose image.
Yep.
Do we dive to the wiki now?
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about... I've got Marcus Dark, but I've also got Ladies of Heart.
Whatever you feel stronger.
Ladies of Heart is pretty short. The Ladies of Heart, Hato Oburedis.
God.
Wait, the Heart of Ladies? Is that what that said?
Can you link this one to me? I don't...
The Ladies of Heart, or in Japanese, the Heart of Ladies, are heroines with hearts of pure love, devoid of darkness. They appear to be the only people in the universe whose love is born with natural gifts. Don't know what that means. There are only a few actual princesses. The 8 ladies are referred to by that name. No, the 8 ladies... What? Though only a few are actual princesses, the 8 ladies are referred by that name as the one who brings all them together to protect the forces of good and the path for peace and gain the power to reign over the worlds. There we go. What a sentence. Heroines who lose their hearts do not become heartless because they have no darkness within to trigger the process. However, it is possible for the heroines to create nobodies on special occasions, proven by the existence of Gingerina's nobody, Queen Cinnamonette.
The fuck is Urina?
Now, I looked this up. I think that Gingerina is somebody's fan show. I don't think Gingerina is real.
Okay. I found it on the Disney Junior Princess.fandom.com.
Yeah, but the tagline is, "Behold, a gender-bent Pinocchio becometh." So I'm pretty sure that that's not real.
Okay. Yeah, probably. I don't think Disney's gotten into the gender bending
Gingerina is
yet.
a 2018 film to be theatrically released.
I see. Okay. So by Dozer Fleet.
Yeah. So yeah, the Ladies of Heart. We got Gingerina. We have Melanie, who is also from Gingerina. We got Rapunzel. We got Mulan. We got Merida. We got Pocahontas. We got Ariel, and we got Wendy. And then our party allies are Esmeralda and Mickey Mouse.
I'm sensing a trend of gender bending going on here.
Also, there are 3 Pixar heroines within the group, just so you know. So that's the Ladies of Heart.
I like this MS Paint stained glass. What do you call it?
It's really crunchy, huh?
Yeah, it's very. It is, but then if you see, like, Ladies of Heart isn't so much. So I think they just like made larger versions of all these and then copied and pasted them in super low res.
I think so.
It's good.
Well, best of luck to the Ladies of Heart.
Yeah.
Should we learn about Marcus Dark?
Sure. Yeah, let's learn about Marcus Dark.
Do you need a link?
No, I've got Marcus Dark. No, I have a link to Marcus Dark.
A link in my heart.
Yeah. Oh, wow. This is good. Where do you
Tell me
want to
about
start?
Marcus Dark.
I'll tell you about Marcus Dark. Okay. Marcus Dark is the long-lost son of Vitiate Dark and Crown Prince of the Dark Empire. In Between Darkness and Light, in the Between Darkness and Light series, who was adopted by the Thorn family to infiltrate the Republic of Light and their allies prior to the First Great Galactic War. Let's see. Oh, he's a Disney character because sometime after the First Galactic War, his adopted parents were murdered for doing some forbidden research in the darkness, and this act was easily cover up as an accident during the worldwide conflict known as the Radiant Garden Civil War.
Oh, shit.
After being found out as a Keyblade wielder, he had to fight across Radiant Garden to reach House Erebos and eventually get in touch with his family and the Dark Empire once again. Here's a quote.
No quotes, which is a real shame.
There's a quote up top, though. "The light took my family from me twice. I have a right to take it back."
Yeah. Yeah, he's the son of Vitiate Dark and Amelia Dark.
Mm-hmm.
And he was adopted by Keith and Lisa Thorne.
That's right. I'm going to talk about his appearance, I think.
Okay.
So Marcus stands at almost 6 feet tall, with short black hair and dark green eyes. He has a well-built upper body and strong legs, which allow him to bound across ally and enemy territory with ease. Which is a cool way to describe a person.
Boing, boing.
His skin color is a pale Hispanic tan.
A pale tan?
A pale tan. Marcus wears a gray shirt covered with a black coat and black jeans. He has thick armored boots, which he always wears for the difficult ravine terrain on Radiant Garden.
Okay.
Marcus wears a silver chain around his neck, which is used to hold a ring on it given to him by his parents that have the Dark family royal crest on it.
God, it's so cool when someone wears a necklace that has a ring on it.
It's so cool. Here's the part I wanted to get to. When furious, the tainted blood within him seems to boil, and his eyes turn blood red. His incisors seem to also lengthen into fangs within his mouth.
I like seem to.
It's really funny because I'm pretty sure tainted blood isn't anywhere else on this wiki page. That's the only place that you find out that he's got tainted blood that turns him into a vampire.
He has the Oblivion Keyblade, the Dark Keyblade that was created from the heart of Marcus. It is his loyal weapon throughout the series and incredibly powerful in its own way. Marcus is almost unbeaten with it at his side. Trivia, the name Marcus means warlike. This is logical, given he is descended from the royal family of an capital A aggressive capital E empire.
I do want to read a little
aggressive of the aggressive empire.
I do want to read a little bit about William Virago, his friend, just so you get a little sense of what the story might be kind of like.
Sure.
From his personality and traits, William did seem to genuinely care, however. He cared for Marcus and his real adopted family to the point he would do almost anything for them. William was also a flirt, however, he only ever seemed to flirt with Marcus, which usually caused the Dark Heir to get flustered without knowing why.
Why am I flustered when my friend is flirting with me?
Weird. So anyway, it's that kind of story. The name William or Will means determined guardian. Don't think so. A testament to his aiding and protecting Marcus from the Dark Empire.
William has blood red hair and light blue eyes that practically glow at those he meets. He has almost white pale skin that is lightly muscled and a sleek
Yep.
from being trained as a sadist inquisitor.
Cool. This is a fun story.
This is fun. I'd like to learn about it sometime.
Yeah. I can't wait for this game to come out.
Between Darkness and Light. That is a series. Oh, it's a Kingdom Hearts AU.
That's right.
It's the Sadial Order versus the Judial Order.
Uh-oh.
I don't know what that means.
I'm starting to get uncomfortable.
Is the opposite of sadism Judaism?
Well, that makes it favorable, I guess, but that's still weird.
Hey, I'm Jewish and I love to be nice to people. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Well, it tracks.
It's a mitzvah.
I'm not saying shit.
This is Wish Us Duck.
This is Wish's Duck.
This is the segment where we sound exactly like Donald Duck. What's Donald Duck gonna say this week?
Hi, Chirithy. Hi, Chirithy.
We just say it back and forth at each other?
Yeah.
Okay,
sure.
that sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Oh, nope, hold on.
Oh, hold on. No. Those are hard ones to do. Well, that's it.
This is all going in.
Sorry, I was doing the Chirithy that was fading away.
We didn't mention that it had been blown apart by a grenade while it was saying that.
Yeah, it didn't really have lungs anymore.
Oh, poor thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Maybe there goes the theory about charging up your Donald Duck voice.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Although, I will say, Chirithy is a hard word to say in the voice.
Yeah, that's extra bad. Yeah, I'll just practice saying Chirithy in the Donald Duck voice for a week.
Sounds good. We are on co-host at Sounds About Light. I'm on co-host at Positive Stress. You can listen to my other podcast, Doctor Huh? Where we watch Doctor Who in a random order. We watched Tooth and Claw, a werewolves episode. That'll be up by the time you hear this.
That's exciting.
You've got an exciting new F Plus episode.
Yeah. You can find me on Coast at Achilles Heelys or on Blue Sky, I guess now, at Achilles Heelys as well. There's a new episode of the F Plus out that I'm in, where you can hear me talk about a very special. I don't know if I want to say it on this podcast, Sam. Just a very special lifestyle.
Yeah, I'm about halfway through this one. All I'll say is it's so fascinating to hear Redditors posting authoritatively about human anatomy that they clearly don't understand.
Yeah. There's great poetry, though, so just wait till you get to that. I can't wait for the
poetry.
Yeah.
It'll hopefully be a nice palate cleanser after everything else.
Yeah, that was a grueling episode to record. I'll say that much. But it was also my fault. It was my fault. I'll say that here, that I was sitting there, I was like, we haven't done a gross one in a while. How about this one? And so it's...
I actually saw on Discord the link being posted to that document, and I just said out loud, oh no.
I remember that. That's right. Okay.
Oh, God. I mean, people will need to know what the name of the episode is.
Yeah, what is it called? I don't remember what it's called. Hold on, I'm getting there.
This episode is exclusively about butt sex.
That's right. Yeah, so you'll figure it out.
Your guess is as good as mine. We are hosted on noisepace.xyz with other podcasts.
Uh-huh.
Like Kamurocho Radio, Yakuza Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth coming soon. Happy New Year.
Yay.
Yay. It's the Year of the Dragon, which means they're going to release 500 games this year or something. I just made that up. I'm sorry. I'm lying. I'm doing misinformation. You can also listen to 0 to 0. They're on break right now, but they were talking about the Spider-Man tokusatsu show.
Oh yeah, which has definitely made me want to watch that show. So it's good.
Yeah, it's I've only seen a little bit of it, but it looks very good. Check those out. Check out other shows as well. Check out the F Plus. Check out Extra Credit. Was I on one? That's a great question.
I'm sure you were.
We did the Ask Women episode. I don't remember when that came out.
Sometime in the last couple months.
As always, Reddit is just an endless fountain of content.
Yeah, sometimes the fountain's overflowing, and it's, yeah.
We're taking a plunger to it to try to get it going again.
But also, sadly, becoming the only place where you can find certain kinds of information, so, I don't know.
I literally will be like watching Kingdom Hearts for this podcast, and I'll be like, oh, I don't know what was going on here. So I'll like Google, like, where did Ephemer such and such? And it's just absolutely useless. And then the only way that I can get any information is, where did Ephemer such and such? Reddit.
Yeah. No, that's the world we live in now.
Yeah. If only I had lower standards, I could simply go to ChatGPT and ask it to make something up for me.
Hey, you would get an answer that's authoritative and wrong.
Yeah. I'll just do that from now on.
Great.
Every episode begins with 50 apology corners.
Well, no, you have ChatGPT write the apology as well. So.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Like we say at the end of every episode,
Keyblade. Keyblade.
And then also, nice.
Thanks.
Yeah. See, that was good. It's just that Chirithy is really hard to say.
Chirithy. Oh, it's too bad that never happened.
Forge the Chirithy.
Chirithy.
When a cat and a purse clash in combat, Chirithy is formed.
Bye.
Bye.
I was wrong about Ira. I thought he would make a great leader, but he let me down. Well, what do you two think? You don't believe what Ira said, do you?
Of course not. His argument was unconvincing. It's like Inby said. He's just making baseless assumptions given the situation. There's no evidence to tie his accusations to anyone, let alone one of us.
Maybe there's something he hasn't told us.
And he needs to tell us. How dare he look at us with suspicion? We're his comrades.
I wouldn't call us comrades.